Hi, my name is Carly Just, and I live in Berlin, North Dakota.
Okay, and where do you go to school, Carly?
I go to school in Lemoore Public School.
Okay, and why don't you tell me a little about your family? How big is your family?
My family consists of 5 people: my dad, Christoph, my mom, Kelly, and then me and Katrina, which is my middle sister, and Cole is the youngest.
Okay, in addition to that, if you could just tell me that you're the oldest of 3 children.
I am the oldest of the 3 children.
Okay, why don't you tell me about some of the activities you're involved with in high school?
I'm a sophomore in high school, and I run cross country and track. I'm also involved in FCCLA and then also 4-H, but that's not a school activity.
What type of activities do you do related to those 2 programs?
In FCCLA, I do a lot of public speaking, and then we do a lot of community service projects. And we also get to go and do a bunch of fun trips together, like go to Bismarck. And I also recently just went to National FCCLA, which was in Georgia, so that was pretty cool. And then for 4-H, that's also a lot of public speaking, and we get to do a lot of community service, and that also involves a lot of agriculture. My mom was in 4-H, my grandma was in 4-H, now I'm in 4-H. It's kind of a family thing. I absolutely love it. It's shaped me as the person I am today because of all the leadership skills I've learned.
And do you think the 4-H nowadays appeals to young ladies because of some of the leadership training you get?
Yes, definitely. 4-H is huge. I also went to National 4-H Congress, and there was a lot of women and men. It was about equal. There was a lot of ladies in 4-H, and nowadays it is not just all agriculture. You can do sewing, cooking, you can do just about anything in 4-H.
Why don't you tell me about your activities here on the farm? First, tell me what type of farm it is, what type of crops and animals are on the farm, and then what some of your chores are on the farm.
Well, on our farm, we grow crops and cattle. For crops, we do a little bit of everything from corn to peas to soybeans and some cover crop. For cattle, we have F1 Black Baldies, which is a Hereford and an Angus, and then we breed our F1 Black Baldies to a limousine bull. And we have about 250 head, roughly, and I am very involved with the cattle, too. That's kind of my dad's project. My mom and my siblings, not so much.
What type of things, we're talking about chores that you do on the farm, specific chores that you might do.
For chores, I take care of all the chickens, so collecting eggs, watering, feeding them. And then I have some horses, and they're out at pasture, so just making sure they have water. And I also do a lot of riding on them. I learned how to ride at age 4. And then I also feed barn cats. We have a few of those. I also have ducks, which kind of go with the chickens. And then I have a goat. And I breed her each year. And then I sell her kids to one of my friends who buys the kids.
Sounds like a lot of activities. How do you balance your schoolwork and your farm work? How do you do that?
Oh, it's definitely hard. As soon as I get home, I go out and do chores and then come back in, do my homework, and basically go to bed. It's definitely hard balancing it, being in all activities.
When you think about women in agriculture, what are some of the obstacles that you think exist for women in agriculture today?
Some of the obstacles that exist for women in agriculture is definitely the past history. They have not been accepted in agriculture, and nowadays women can do anything, especially farm, which I find is really intriguing because I love animals, so I definitely like to be able to at least have a hobby farm when I'm older to raise my chickens.
And how about passing the farm on down? Traditionally, the farm would go to someone else in the family, wouldn't it?
Yeah, traditionally, everybody thinks that it's going to go to the male in the family, which is my younger brother, but he doesn't really spike in interest too much in agriculture, so I think it's really cool that I might someday become the first female to take over the farm out of our 3 generations.
As you think about your friends in high school, this rural community, but are most of them interested in agriculture or getting away from agriculture?
Definitely getting away from agriculture. In school, it's definitely all the males in my class who would like to become farmers or do something in agriculture. The women more so are looking to move away and get jobs in cities and just try something new.
Do you think your peers, both women and male, do they look at you kind of funny because you want to stay in agriculture?
Yeah, a little bit. There's definitely some males in my class that think that farming isn't meant for a woman, so I have faced a lot of that because they claim that women aren't strong enough and women don't know enough about agriculture, so I've definitely faced a lot of that.
Do you have any role models, women role models?
Um, I really do look up to women who homesteaded before me because as women back then, you could own your own farmstead. Laura Ingalls Wilder, she is one of my favorite authors, and I have read all her books at least 3 times. I really look up to her because she didn't let herself she didn't let herself be stopped as a woman through her writing career. She wrote about her past, and she also grew up on a farm and had many chores despite what the culture was.
Are there any women in the immediate area that are involved with agriculture?
Oh, definitely. One of our neighbors who lives roughly a mile away, her dad is a farmer and she is taking over the farm, which I think is really cool because she is about the same height as me, same size. Definitely a small lady, and she is one of the hardest workers I know. She's taking over the farm from her dad.
Okay. Is agriculture for either sex, is agriculture hard work?
Yes, agriculture is definitely hard work because you have to know about prices and you have to know all about animals. And I'm very lucky to have my dad as a farmer because he is awesome. He knows everything there is to know about farming, it seems like. So he's a big help with getting me started with my chickens, and still today when I have questions, he's always there to help me answer them.
So for novice, what do you do with your chickens? What do you raise chickens? How do you do it? What do you do with them?
Well, my chickens are used as laying hens. I have roughly around 25 chickens, and we have 2 coops, and they just kind of do their own thing, come in throughout the day, lay their eggs. They are free range, so they get the whole farm to wander around, and we get about, I want to say, around 2 dozen eggs a day. We have all different breeds of chickens, so it's pretty cool to see the different color of eggs. We have brown eggs, white eggs, teal eggs.
What do you do with all the eggs?
At school, I sell the eggs to the teachers. They buy a lot of them, and then just community members, family, everybody just buys eggs from me, it seems like.
So what do you do with that money? What are you doing with it?
Well, currently I'm saving the money to go towards, I guess, my chickens and college.
So you do want to go on to college?
I definitely want to go on to college. I would like to do something in the medical field, whether that be a flight paramedic or a doctor. I have not decided yet, but I am on the local ambulance, which really sparked my interest in the medical field. I am currently an EMR, and my mom, she's an EMT, so she is helping me out with that.
Well, once again, that's another thing you have to build into your schedule, isn't it?
Yeah, on weekends, I take call for the ambulance, so I work on the weekends, and then another one of my jobs is I work at the local library after school, and during the summer, I work there.
Do you ever get a chance to sleep?
It's hard, but yeah, I definitely do get the chance to relax a little bit, just not a lot.
So as you think about agriculture in the future, if a young lady came up to you and said that she was thinking about being a farmer, what would you tell her?
If a woman came up to me saying that they were interested in agriculture, I would definitely tell them that anything is possible, because in this world today, women can do anything and they can do it just as well as a man.
So once again, when you think about it, and this for farmers in general, what do you think some of the big obstacles out there are just in agriculture? What are some of the problems that, as you think about agriculture going forward, do you think there are in agriculture in general?
Definitely one of the problems is the grain prices. It's really hard to become a farmer because you don't have a set salary. That's why it scares a lot of people away from agriculture, because if there's one bad storm, it could wipe out your whole farm and you could be broke.
Do you get to operate any big equipment here on the farm?
Not so much. I mean, that's not really my interest. That's more my siblings. They love driving tractors. I just like to drive the pickups and four-wheelers. That's what I mainly do. And then riding horse. I would much rather ride horse over driving a tractor.
So is your younger sister, does she do some of the work on the machines?
Yeah, she likes to help my dad rock roll and likes to help my dad bale and everything like that.
So everyone has their little role, don't they?
Most definitely.
Yeah. Fixing that. So is there anything that you thought we were going to talk to you about that we haven't talked to you about?
No, that's about it.